Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Lesson 6. This is Module 4. Today we're looking at more fractions and division. We're going to take a look at relating fractions as division like we've been doing. Where a fraction, if I had something like, so I'm pulling up my colors here. If I had something like 2 divided by 4, that is also the same as saying 2/4. Okay, so fractions as division, this means 2 divided by 4. Fractions as division, but we're going to look at fractions of a set of something. And so today I'm going to be using some circles. We could also use triangles. We could use anything. It doesn't really matter. But we're just looking at fractions of a set. So what I'm going to start off with is a set, an array of six dots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Awesome, I have 6 dots. And what I'm going to do with those dots is I'm going to divide them up into 3 equal parts. So if I do that into 3 equal parts, so if I just do my lines like this, okay, I would have 3 equal parts. I would have 1 part here and 1 part here and 1 part here. So ultimately what I'm doing is I've divided my 6, I've divided it by 3, right? It had 6 total. I divided them by 3. Each part contains how many? Would be 2. There's 1 here and there's 1 here. So 6 divided by 3 would equal 2. Okay? And so I could also write that another way. I could write that as 6/3 also equals 2. You see that? 6/3 equals 2. Okay? 6/3. And if you look at that, you were like, what do you mean 6/3? Well, 3/3 is 1, right? So 2/3. So 3/3, so 6/3 would equal 2. Okay? So these are the same thing. We're looking at them the same way, okay? And so, oh, hey, no, I need those back. Please, thank you. So what I want to look at then is to say, well, okay, what is 1/3? 1/3 of my 6, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And when I want to figure out 1/3 of the 6, well, I know that 1/3, I split these into 3 groups. I have 3 groups here. And so one of those groups, this group right here, would be my 1/3 of the total 6. And so 1/3 of the 6 would be 2. I could do this and highlight these and change these to yellow. Change them to yellow, yep. And that would be 2 of the 6 would be 1/3. If I wanted to go about doing 4, so that would be here. And if I could write a fraction for that one, I would write, well, how many thirds is that? Well, there's 1/3 here and there's 2/3. So 2/3 of my 6. Well, that would equal 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, right? Boom, boom. What if I did 3/3 of my 6 here? What if all of them, if I had my 1/3 here and my 1/3 here and then my 1/3 over here was also colored yellow? I'll fill that in a little bit more. Now, how many yellow guys do I have total? How many of them are colored? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 and 6. So 3/3 of 6 would be 6 total. Following this pattern, what would be 4/3 of 6? Well, that would be 3/3. If I had 4/3, I would have 4 of these, or 4 of these. 4 of those would be 2. I'm going to visualize 4, 6, and another one, 8. 4/3 would be 8. 5/3 would be 10, etc., going forward, right? Okay. So when we split these up, when we have these groups and we split them up, we're splitting them up into 3 groups, and 2 are in each third. So 1/3 of 6 was 2, 2/3 of 6 was 4, and 3/3 of 6 was 6. Okay. Let's try another array. Let's try another array. Let's make 12 counters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With these counters, we're going to split them up into fourths. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12 counters there. And I've kind of set them up on purpose in a way to say that I want to put them into fourths. So I want to take all of these and I want to put them into 4 groups, fourths. So I would have like this. Okay, and I have my 12 groups, and I'm dividing them by 4, right? Fourths. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So in each one of these fourths, how many is in there? There's 3, right? There's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's in 12. So what is 1/4 of my 12? I'll take a look at one of those groups because we split the groups up into 4. We split them up into, or we split the 12 up into 4 groups. 1/4 would be this group right here. This one, and this one. And so those 3 would equal 1/4. And if I went and counted those up, I would get 1, 2, and I would have 3, right? All right, 2/4. 2/4. Another way to say 2/4 would be 1/2. But 2/4. Let's say we have 1/4 here. I have another fourth here. Let's go about coloring those, flipping those, changing those colors. So now, if I do that, I had 2 of the fourths. I had 2 of them, 1 and 2, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You guessed it. I have 6. So 2/4. Whoa, fancy. 2/4 of my 12 equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equals 6. Let's keep going with this then. If I had 3/12, 3/4, excuse me, 3/4, 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups. I have 3/4 of my 12 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 4/4 would be all of them, right? 4/4 of 12, and I could also follow my pattern. 3, 6, 9 would be 12. Or I could count them all up. That would be 12. Okay. So let's do a story problem. Let's do a story problem. Let's say that I have 8 apples. So let's draw 8 apples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those are 8 apples. And just to prove it to you, I'll draw a little stem on top. Watch. This is going to be fun. Oh my gosh. They kind of look like little cherries. But that's okay. Okay, I have my apples. There's my 8 apples. And I want to give away, I'm having an apple party. I want to give away 3/4 to my students. So how many apples am I going to get rid of? How many apples are my students going to get? So by taking a look at this problem, I'm looking at my denominator here, and I'm seeing that I need to split these apples into 4 groups. So when I come over here, I know I kind of lined them up this way on purpose, didn't I? And it looks pretty good here. I have 4 groups. So I have 1 group here of these 2 apples. I have these 2 apples as 1 group. Actually, I'm going to draw a line in between. I have these 2 apples. Good job. Did you see my proper sneezing technique? Right into my sleeve. Gotta keep the spread of germs down. I got 2 groups. I got 3 groups. I got 4 groups. So 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of apples that I have out. So 3/4 of my apples, which I had 8, 3/4 of my 8 apples equals what? Well, let's look at it. 1/4 here. This is 1/4. This is what I have, right? And this would be another 4th. And this would be another 4th. It's right here. And this would be another 4th. So each one of those are 4ths, right? And if I have 3 of them, that would be these 3 right here. That would be those 3. If I counted those up, I would get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would get 6 apples, right? So 3/4 of my 8 would be a total of 6 apples. And I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to give away 3/4. I gave away 6 total apples. I have 2 apples left, and I need them. I'm a hungry guy. I'm a teacher. Give me a break. All right. Okay. So let's do one more. Let's do one more here. And I'm just gonna try and switch up colors just a little bit, just to make it so that we're not totally dependent upon the same thing all the time. I have in a class of 24 students. Yeah, I wish I had 24 students. Let's say I have 24 students. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm thinking about ways to divide up 24. Like 6 or 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, so I have 24 total students there. 24 total students. If 5/6 are boys, how many boys do I have? Okay, so 5/6 of these are boys. How many boys are in the class? Man, that's a lot of boys in the class. So what we need to do is we need to take a look at the denominator and understand how many groups we have to make. The 6 on the bottom in my denominator tells me that I have to have 6 different groups here. And so I have 24, and I need to make them into 6 groups. I've made them into 4 groups going up and down. But if you look at the side, I have 1 group here, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 different groups that I made going this way, going horizontally. So I have 1 group there, 1 group there, 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. Okay. Ultimately, what I did was I did 24 divided by 6, right? And 24 divided by 6, 6, 12, 18, 24, gave me that each group was going to have 4 in it, right? And that proves to be true. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. So all my 24 kids divided by 6, got 6 from my denominator, equaled 4 boys. Now, what I do then is I have, so this would be 1/6, and this would be 1/6, right? And all of these would be 1/6 because that's what I divided them into. I think sometimes people are like, well, there's 4, so it's got to be fourths, but it's not. We have our whole, and we partitioned it off, or we divided it off into 6 different groups. So we're dealing with sixths here, and 5 of them are boys. So 5 of the 6. So this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. So if I take these ones here, these ones are here is what I'm saying are my boys. And so then we would just need to count them up. Now, I know that 1/6 is 4. So I could do 4 times 5 of the groups, or 4 times 5, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. I could also count them up individually, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, 5, 6, 7, 8, until I got all the way down to 20. I could also say, if I know that 2/6, there's a lot of different patterns we could do here. That one wasn't my best. So anyways, if I counted those all up, I got to 20. So 5/6 of 24, which is what we did, was 20. And my answer is 20 boys. Okay? All right. Feels pretty good about that. I think the most important thing to realize here is when you're doing this, to take a look at that denominator or whatever you're trying to do. And that denominator is telling you what to take your whole, in this case our whole was 24 students total, and to split that 24 up into 6 groups. Okay, the denominator is there to tell you the size of the group that you're going to have. Sorry, the size of, not the size of the group. This is here to show you or to tell you how many groups you're splitting this number up into. It's not the size of the group. The size of the group in this one was 4. There was 4 in each one. But this told me the number of groups to split it up into. Anyways, I hope that makes sense. And post any questions or comments that you have. Bring them to class. Hit me up on email. I'm not on Facebook, thankfully, and I don't really do other social media. So you want me? Here I am. Here I am. YouTube me. YouTube people. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you getting all the way to the 15-minute mark. It shows you care about yourself, or it shows that you are smart enough that you needed help. So keep up the good work. See you later.